Who's that?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Children's Church.
I'm so glad when we have children's church.
Why is that, Gilbert?
Well, when I have to sit in a grown-up church, I have trouble sitting and still and paying attention.
It is kind of hard for children to sit still during the church service.
Howdy, did I miss anything?
No, not yet.
Good, I love children's church. I don't think a youngin' would last very long in the adult area, especially when it gets close to dinner time.
You can say that again. Wow.
That is why we have Children's Church.
So that boys and girls can come and be a part of our church?
No, Gilbert.
Oh.
We have Children's Church so that we can teach about God and Jesus in a fun, imaginative way. It's hard for children to sit and still and pay attention in a big people church service. Didn't y'all think so?
Yes. I love children's church. I'ma come here forever.
It would be nice to have you in here forever too. But there comes a time when you need to be with big people and learn more about the Bible. You can come back and help sometimes with the children's church, but we need to study harder and deeper when we are all grown up.
I'm so glad to be a kid in children's worship.
There's a story in the Bible about a young man who got bored and fell asleep in service.
Really?
I've never heard that story. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, my dad told me the story.
Teacher, is that true?
I do not remember that story, but that is why we study, so that we can learn more about the Bible.
It's in the book of Acts.
Let's turn to it and read about this young man who can't stay awake in church.
It's Acts 20, starting with the 7th verse.
Each one of you can read the verse, starting with Charlene.
On the first day of the week, we met to break bread and eat together. Paul spoke to the people. He kept on talking until midnight because he planned to leave the next day.
Midnight! That's a lot of talking. There's no way I can stay awake that long.
Paul wanted to teach as much as possible because he was about to leave. The people there were hungry for the word and were eager to listen. It was probably hard if you were a kid.
I bet it was. I don't think Paul dismissed the kids from children's church because before he started.
Probably not. Well, would you read verse 8 and 9?
There were many lamps in the room upstairs where they were meeting. A young man named Eutychus was sitting in a window. He sank into a deep sleep as Paul talked on and on. Sound asleep, Eutychus fell from the third floor.
Ah, boom! I bet that woke him up. Have any of you fell off your beds at night? I bet it was scary, especially when he woke up.
Why don't you finish the verse and read verse 10 so we can find out what happened?
Okay. Oh, boom! He fell from the third floor window. When they picked him up from the ground, he was dead. Paul went down and threw his arms around the young man. He brought him back to life. Whew! I was beginning to worry about him.
Did he get in trouble for falling asleep?
I don't think so. Paul had been talking a long time and Eutychus was tired.
I'm so glad that we have children's church.
Y'all see? We all learned a new lesson in the Bible about Eutychus. Did any of you know the story?
Yeah.
This is why we study the Bible, so we can learn about God and His people. There is plenty of stories that we can read that will help us to understand what God wants from us. We may even read a story that reminds us of us. The people in the Bible are just like us, and we can learn from their lessons. That will conclude today's class, children.
No.
All right.